TC, Spiritual Shepherd here. Welcome back to the Spiritual Shepherd YouTube channel. We are going to be getting into how I extremify and rarify my life. These are some of the goals that I have that are generally significantly more extreme. But with extreme goals, with rarefied goals, comes a rarefied life and comes an extremified life, an extreme life. Okay, so these are going to be some things that I get into. Some of them are going to be from here. Some of them are going to be here. Just they're going to be, spitting off the dome. But a lot of them I did take some notes down. But ultimately, guys, like the whole basis of this, like, is a lot of people want extreme results, but they still want to do what they want to do. That's the problem. That's exactly the problem. Like, you cannot get out of your own way. You have to get out of your own way. That's the problem, is you won't get out of your own way. Your ego is your own way. That is what it is. You're not stepping out and observing your ego. You're not observing the aspect of you that could be potentially sabotaging you itself. So, like the true you, the observer, okay? And so what I mean by this is these are some of my goals, and even just one or two of these things are going to significantly enhance my life and enhance your life if you guys take to, do some of these goals and whatnot. But I want you guys to understand that I'm going to get into the fitness aspect of it, the business aspect of it, the rareness aspect of it, and I'll leave some of the boring stuff for more the end, more of the people who are really, really into, watching the whole entire video, and just give you guys some of the increments now that will really help you guys. So in fitness, keeping fitness it's significantly more difficult, but people don't want to do this. They don't want to do these things. Carnivore. There were so many studies on this. Okay, I used to be a vegan for 5.5 years. There are so many studies on carnivore, how it actually helps sustainability and all of this type of stuff. And I believe it. I 100% believe it. I didn't believe it when I was younger. I wouldn't even look at those types of things. But now that I look at it, and I kind of have already known on some aspects for the last few years, but I've had this whole transition going back from, a vegan to a pescatarian, because I went pescatarian to vegan, pescatarian to vegan. Then I went back to pescatarian, which is eating fish. And then from that type of aspect, I went into eating steaks and everything, but I kept it very anabolic, where I would not eat a lot of carbohydrates and I would not eat a lot of things that would spike insulin as much. And that actually really, really keeps you grounded in your body. So just a basis, I'm not going to do this like too long, but ultimately, guys, hit cardio. Hit cardio that people miss on hit cardio. It's easy 10-minute, 15-minute cardio of really just extremifying your cardio in the morning. Walking. Most people don't even do walking cardio. Most people don't even do sprints. Lifting. A lot of people will just do like light ass weights. Like, I'm just going to be honest. And like, I think that that's where you stay the same and you look the same for your life. When you start to lift heavier and then you add additional light pump weight, as you add additional light pump weight, that's what's really going to enhance your life. So let's keep going, guys. Strictly anabolic. Anabolic is high protein. It's high protein. It's not just a high protein diet, but anabolic in your body means to build. To build. That literally is what anabolic means, is to build. Catabolic is to break down. So ultimately, you want to use this as the proper nutrient ratios. Okay, so what I mean, I'm gonna just keep it in layman's terms. You want to break down body fat, not calories, not body weight, body fat. You want to be catabolic with your body fat, and you want to be anabolic with your skeletal muscle tissue. That's it. Those are the two bases that you can understand. Okay, I'm gonna keep it simple, stupid. That is ultimately really what it is, guys. If you know how to build these two aspects, where you are burning body fat and you are being catabolic in body fat, breaking down body fat, and then you are building up muscle tissue, you will be highly lean and highly strong and dense in your muscle tissue. This is a big aspect that people sleep on, because they just want to eat what they want to eat. They want to have the rice. They want to have they want to have everything. They want to have fucking toast. They want to have all this crazy ass shit. Like they really just want like crazy ass shit. And like, yes, you can do that from time to time. Like I've sped up my metabolism to a significant degree to where I can almost eat whatever the fuck I want. And most people, they're just going to sleep on that. But you right now might not have a fast metabolism. You might just be at the time where build your muscle, burn your body fat, speed up your metabolism through eating more food and putting out more energy output. I'm going to say it again. Eating more food and more energy output, but the right foods, the right macronutrient ratio of those foods, the hormonal manipulation through the foods. What I mean is carnivore. Eating carnivore, eating relatively low carb as you are cultivating this, but having a high caloric intake. So that's going to be getting more nutrient density through either vegetables, or you're going to eat bigger cuts of meat. And you also need to buy more. I know this sounds crazy, but like you guys have the money to spend on smoking, and you guys have the money to spend on alcohol, and you have the money to spend on gas and all this other shit that like you won't use. Like you're like that gas is like for stupid shit, but you don't have money for your body, like your home, your temple. Like I'm just spitting the facts, but like honestly guys, like get to the aspect where you are selfless for yourself. They're going to say it's selfish, but it's selfless for yourself. I don't want to always consume protein shakes, but I will do what I need to do in protein shakes. Eating protein, consuming protein. Sometimes people can get more protein by drinking the protein. Some people can get it by eating the protein, eating steaks, eating all this type of stuff. So that's kind of what I do, okay? That's exactly what I do. Okay, so rareness, more meals of the day. Most people will just do 2 to 3 meals a day. Some people in the fitness industry will do the 6 to 8 meals, but a lot of times they don't hit it. One big thing that I want you guys to take away from this video, just one big thing, is being more strict and being more like calendarized and have a schedule and following through, being consistent, being persistent, operating on this level of consistency. Because my whole thing is like, I'm going to go through these holidays where we're going to eat, we're going to do Thanksgiving, we're going to do Christmas, we're going to do all this fun stuff, whatever, New Year's and everything. And I already don't do it to the level that most people will just like crazify their life. They'll just like do so many different things to their bodies and to other people, and just their spending habits and just a bunch of stuff like this. And I'm not saying that it's wrong. What I'm saying, guys, is that like, if you're not ready for it, then get ready for it. Like that's the thing is like people don't look at themselves in the mirror and be like, am I happy every time that I wake up? Or do I look at you in the mirror? Do I look at the other, do I look at the version of myself in the mirror and be like, who is this? And that could be on so many different levels, guys. That could be on 100 different levels. And that's a whole big thing about this, guys, is like, it's rarefying your life and never necessarily being always satisfied, but also learning to be self-accepting, where it's like, you're going to continuously get better, but then you're also self-accepting. Continuously get better, which is self-improvement, then you self-accept. You get better and you start to accept yourself, and you start to reject or let go or detach from old aspects of yourself. My old self 5 years ago used to be a POS. The person 10 years ago, I don't even know that person. Person 12 years ago, don't even know that person. You know what I mean? And then like you start to really, really enhance who you are in the present moment, and then you start to draw high vibrations into the present moment. Okay, so let's talk about it. No toxicity within the food. Okay, there's tons and tons and tons of studies on carnivore from Michaela Peterson and Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan and all these other different people who have gone carnivore, and they've definitely enhanced their life. I'm also incorporating something that's very, very spiritually dense for a lot of people, but it's incorporating fasting and the sacred secretion. There is a time specifically to fast. There is a time to fast, and there is a time to feast. There is a time to eat. There's a time to fast. There's a time to you've guys read that part. Okay, so here's the big thing is fasting while the moon is in your sun sign for the 3 days that the sun is in your moon sign. I'm sorry. The sun is in your moon sign. Fasting while the sun is in your moon sign for 3 days, okay? So when the sun is in Libra, every month I fast for 3 days. It's very simple. It's very easy. and you will recognize the results. You will see the results, and you will see how it enhances your life. If you can't do 3 days, figure it out, okay? You guys can go to any one of my old fasting videos, and I can educate you on that. Richness in business. Okay, so I've already built a lot of the back office aspects of my life. Okay, if you guys are here in the 10-minute mark and you guys are still, learning from the business aspect, fantastic. Here's a big thing for richness, business, mentorship, automation, all these things. Guys, if you could delegate and you can hear, there's just so much in business that people don't get, but when you are cultivating and building a business, or you are operating in a business it's already built, I built the back office. I built 90% of the back office. I'm finishing this little last 10% before Black Friday and all this type of stuff. Now all I have to do is market and sell it. That's all I have to do. Market, advertise it, sell it. And the thing is you could sell it at different things for different people. Specifically when it's not only just about selling things, because you can make money from so many different avenues and so many different streams of income, that a lot of it is based in education, where it's just like some people pay $10,000 for education, some people pay $2,000 for education, some people pay $200 for education, all these different types of things, and you find people's sweet spot, but also you give them greater. You make them feel stupid for not buying it. In a way, what I mean is like in a positive way. So like, look, I just offered my entire course to people for $5, okay? And like 5 to 7 people have already been like, yes, hell yes, I'm doing this. Because they know, they've talked to me enough where they know that it's going to be $2,000 and it's going to have sacred knowledge in there for people that people are just like, I'm not going to tell everybody. I'm not going to put it on public YouTube and stuff, because I've already seen people get taken down, all this stuff. But if I privatize it and I literally keep it private, then I know that it's going to not only be, that's exactly why people get mad about like, you shouldn't withhold this spirituality information. You shouldn't withhold this spiritual information, this, and yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But there is the aspect of separate church and state and all this type of stuff, where we have to get to this aspect where not everybody is ready to publicly hear what I have to say about spirituality, even if it is right. Okay. Even if it is right and people resonate with it, it's a small percentage. It's the 1%, it's the 3% of society, okay? And see, as you start to rarefy your life, there's only going to be a certain bracket, financial bracket, spiritual bracket, emotional bracket, mental bracket, that you're going to be able to communicate with people. I can see this. Like, my father, very smart, very, very smart man, okay? He could probably only be in specific mental brackets with people, because other people will just be like, I don't understand what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? And so like, that's like the aspect of everything. That's the aspect of everything. If you are emotionally stable and emotionally resilient, you're not going to be able to be like, oh, let's be friends with emotionally unstable, unresilient people. You're not going to be able to resonate. You're not in the same bracket, okay? And there's levels to this. There's levels to this. So climb the levels, level up. That's the whole thing. That's the thing about Rarity. If you know that you already here, Bedros Koulian. I love Bedros Koulian. He literally says, if you have, 7 things that you've gone sober in. So you've gone sober in alcohol. You've gone sober in, you don't smoke the dank anymore. You don't do all this other stuff. You don't do any drugs. You eat pretty well, you go to the gym, but they have a vaping problem. Just cut that part out. You obviously have the willpower to cut 5 to 6 other things out. Just cut that part out too. That's a big thing. And then be extreme and say, I'm not going to do it again. The reason why you say I'm not going to do it again is because this is a hard quantum leap. Okay, this is not what people are going to understand, but hard quantum leap, which means that you say these realities so if every type of reality exists, this is exactly what we're talking about. If every reality exists and you say, I'm not going to do this, okay, or I am going to do this, that's a big thing. I am going to do this. I am being sober. Okay, that's a specific thing. I'm being completely sober. That means that all other realities where you would not be sober completely eradicate from your life. Your vibration immediately rises out of the frame of where you used to be. And then if you claim it and then you live it with integrity, you actually are like living it, and you're like, that's exactly what saved my life. I would literally, and a lot of people are like, I'm trying to quit smoking. A lot of people say that. Me, I'm like, I'm happy being sober. Two different vibes. They're two different vibes because one is still resonating psychologically with the addiction. The other person is saying, I'm happy where I am. There's two types of people. There's the people that say, there you are, and then there's the people that say, here I am. Here I am. Find which part you are, which person you are, which resonance you resonate with. See, and that's the big thing, guys. Okay, so eating more food for higher metabolic rates, okay? Eating and putting out more fitness output. We've talked about this. Eating strictly anabolic. So this will build yourself up. This will make you taller. This will make you faster. Eating more anabolic will help you be more anabolic throughout your day, okay? Carnivore. It's not just for fitness. Yes, it is, but it's not just for fitness. It's for willpower and it's extreme discipline. It also is to balance your chemical systems, your neurochemical systems. As you build the neurochemical systems, that's how you cultivate it that way. Okay, so no toxicity within the food. No toxicity within the food. And a lot of people are like, there's a lot of toxins in carnivore. Yes, but there's significantly less inflammation than in many other different types of things. Many other different types of things. And you get a full range of amino acids and nutrients. Okay, specifically in raw beef liver. I know that that's hard for some people to accept, but raw beef liver, raw grass-fed beef liver, it's the most nutrient-dense food on the planet. Okay, and I guarantee you there would be other nutrient-dense foods, but you probably killed them off. The other types of animals, you probably killed them off. So that's a big aspect too. Incorporating fasting and sacred secretion. Okay, we've talked about that. Fasting while the sun is in your moon sign for 3 days. Makes sense. Okay. Once a month. So that happens once a month. Then richness, building up business and mentorship. As you build up business and cultivate that, it's automating it, selling it, marketing it. Once you get to that aspect, the biggest thing of it is that you can evolve and you could really just focus on automating. Look, I've automated different things. Now when people sign up, the things are immediately sent to them. Everything's immediately sent to them. Okay, all this type of stuff. And then all of their stuff is immediately automated and sent to me. It just makes it significantly easier to stay organized with people. Okay, same with being on my organization on Notion. I literally stay completely organized. Everything is, I have everything. And not only that, I have like 50 new videos that I can record it, and I just put new videos in. I'm like, oh, I could talk about this. I could talk about this. I could talk about this. And that is your internal niche. You have specific things that you could speak on as you, and that's an important aspect for people. Okay, another thing. Let's talk about some goals. We're going to end this with goals, and then I'll chime out. But my first goal is $10 million. Okay, so $10 million. That's my first goal. So the whole thing about this, guys, is it's not about the money, but it's about what you could do with the money and what you guys can purchase with the money, what you can utilize with the money. So a big aspect, $10 million is not that much money. If you really think about it, it's not that much money. And most people are in impoverished mindsets. So $100 million, $1 billion, that's still like, I know that's crazy, but there's more billionaires that keep happening every time. So it's not that hard to do. It's not difficult to do. It's just you have to have the right systems and the right things in place. There's a reason to be a billionaire, and it's important, hear me now, that conscious beings are billionaires. That conscious beings are billionaires because these beings are going to change the world. They're going to create the sustainable aspects. They're going to create the things for the environment. They're going to protect the environment. They're going to clean up plastic. They're going to, bring in conscious food, conscious fast food. You could see it already. There's a little bit more of that conscious fast food vibe going on, or meal prep, or buying back your time with food and all this type of aspect. And we are getting to this aspect in our lives. See, and this whole thing is like being more rare, extremifying your life. It's like, you want to get into the aspect that you are being rarefied in your fitness, rarefied in your richness, rarefied in your rareness, and you rarefied in your rareness. Yes, I said that. I'm saying like being rare within your rareness. There's some people who are semi-rare. There's some people who are semi-consistent. You could be more consistent. You could be more rare. You could be more rich. You could be more fit. See, but most people are just settling. They're settling in their lives. And then here's the thing too is like you have to look at yourself and be like, what aspects can I get rid of? So I'm raising my hand right now just to finish this off. There are multiple things in my life. Like I know that me dropping this video, Thanksgiving's coming, Black Friday's coming, Christmas is coming. You know, all these other different, the cold, just the cold in general. People want to eat more. They want to fatten up a little bit. They want to not go to the gym. They want to not do fucking ice baths. They just want to be little bitches. I know it sounds crazy, but there's my ego in there too. And so my whole thing is to bring this forth to you guys and help you guys kind of take an outer step from your ego and say like, what are some things that I know are hard that I don't want to do? What are some things I don't want to do specifically because it's winter time? Okay, if it's specifically wintertime and I don't want to do an ice bath, maybe that's exactly when to do an ice bath. Maybe that's exactly when to do a cold shower. Maybe that's exactly when I need to go more extreme. So the whole aspect for me is I'm going to pretty much be carnivore or relatively pretty much carnivore or only have sweet potatoes or brown rice. I've already talked about this in other videos, but because I'm doing this aspect in my life, then come, Thanksgiving, it's going to be very easy for me to stay even if I overeat that day, specifically if I'm having a lot of fitness output on that day or the 3 days surrounding it. It's going to be easy. Okay, I'll speed up my metabolism. Same with Christmas, same with New Year's. Okay, I'm already not drinking, I'm not smoking, not doing any stuff like that. So for me, it's really just the food that I get to indulge in. So if I set up foods that are anabolic, think about it. People are like, why would you do anabolic food? Why would you have protein cookies? Because for me, protein cookies are cookies. That's just what it is. I've trained my brain over and over to be like, if I make them these type of way, it tastes just like cookies, and I know that it's 10 grams of cookie. If I eat 3 cookies, that's 30 grams of protein, and it tastes just like cookies. So we're going to kind of leave it there, guys, but I want you guys to understand that come New Year's, I'm going hardcore, so I'll go extreme for those 3 months. I kind of already told my girl this, but like ultimately going extreme, being extreme in these types of aspects where you can get into the nitty gritty and be like, I'm going to go hardcore carnivore. I'm going to be in training indefinitely. I'm going to train indefinitely, specifically this way. I'm going to train every other day or every day. I'm going to eat this way specifically. I'm going to do my business this way. I'm going to work this many hours. Staying organized is how you could be an entrepreneur, but people don't understand that because everybody likes other people to tell them what to do. But when you are communicative enough in your own brand, you can say, this is what we got to do regardless, then eventually you can really cool off and take a couple of back pedals. But don't be this person where you take 5 steps forward during the week, Monday through Friday, and then you take 2 giant steps back, okay? Don't do that, okay? Don't take 5 normal steps and then 2 giant steps back, because then you're just taking 1 step ahead, and then maybe sometimes people even take steps back on the weekend. And there's obviously like the whole like thing where you drink, and if you drink twice, then it takes you 4 days to recover, and then it's Friday again. It's like, bruh, just like fix your life, dude. Like fix your mentality, fix your life. And the thing is like my old friends used to do this, and there's nothing on them. Like I think you guys are awesome. I think you guys are fucking great if you guys are watching this. But like the whole thing is like evolve. I'm calling you up. I'm not calling you out. I'm calling you up. I'm calling you to be fucking better than you were yesterday. That's the only thing, guys. Peace. Love you guys. Talk to you guys next video. Peace.